Anyway, so we're gonna bring in our featured artist now. Chelzzz, how you doing? Do you like red?
Hey, yeah, it's my favorite color if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things. I mean, so like, you're what you're doing is, you know, stood out to me, and especially with all, we do deal with all genres of music on indie music plus, whether we like to or not, you know what I mean. But everybody, we're more about the indie spirit, indie vibe. But you stood out because of your red hair, of course, but also you're one of the
Thank
most unique
you.
artists in our, collection of artists to be having our website. So welcome.
Appreciate that. Well, thank you. That's a big compliment. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. So if I was walking down the street and I took off my mask and said, "Oh, wow, are you Chells?" And you said, "Yeah, I am," and I said, "Oh, what do you do?" And you say, "I do whatever." What would you say? And tell us a little bit about your song "Show and Tell." We're gonna check that out, and then we'll come back and get deeper with Dave.
Well, I mean, like I write music. I'm a rapper. At the end of the day, I like to create. Um, so just being an artist and liking to give back through my art, whether it be to my fans and being able to just spend some time with them, give them a shoulder to cry on, or whether it be to charity. I just want to be something bigger than just a music artist at the end of the day. So I try and kind of work the spectrum and be involved in a lot of different areas and different avenues, but first and foremost, my music got me there. So that's what I need to, focus on. And, I guess that would be what I would tell people. That's my main area of focus. And, check me out. Find me
Cool.
anywhere, Google me, see the girl with the red hair.
Make
And
sure you put three Z's, Bender.
right.
So
Because if
tell
you
us,
get cheese, you don't know what you'll get.
yeah. So show and tell. Can you introduce that for us, and we'll take a listen.
Yeah. So show and tell. I actually wrote that song when my wife and I were fighting. So, it's kind of deep to my heart. It pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. I've been like writing and singing a lot more lately on a lot of these new tracks, and I think that people, if they're looking for a little bit more of an emotional outlet and something to come to when they're in their feelings, it could be a good outlet for them, and a good track to kind of rely on for a feel like that. So here's show and
Cool.
tell if you're in that mood.
All right, let's do it. We'll be
Hey.
right.
Why you telling me it's nothing? Show me, tell me how you feeling. No, it's gotta be something. Show me, tell me what you wantin'. Why you telling me it's nothing? Show me, tell me how you feeling. No, it's gotta be something. Show me, tell me what you wantin', how you feelin'. No, it's gotta be something. Show me something, why you telling me it's nothing? Why you frontin', acting like I need to see you stuntin'? Love you back when you was you and we ain't have no nothing. Why you thinking it changes now that we on the up and coming? What you thinking? Think I wanna see, I just wanna hear the truth come from the woman of my dreams. And I hope you know it's you, regardless of how it seems. Kinda sound like lately things are breaking down behind the scenes. Show me, tell me how you feel. I'm just trying to hear you out, so can you try to keep it real? You got any kind of doubts, then you could come to me with them. You got any thoughts to share, just know I'm here to be a friend. What's on your mind, I know it gotta be deep. I know you lie, you got some secrets can't keep. Can't tell you been crying up late, no sleep. Why you keep trying to deny it when it's obvious to me? Show me, tell me what you wantin'. Why you telling me it's nothing? Show me, tell me how you feelin'. No, it's gotta be something. Show me, tell me what you wantin'. Why you telling me it's nothing? Show me.
So, were you a guidance counselor there? What's going on? What's the story?
You know, people need me to be like, I just play the part that people ask me to be, you know. No, I'm just playing. You know, I like to, my favorite thing, like people were asking me the other day in an interview, like, what's one of your favorite things about like the music aspect of your life? And I'm like, you know, I love, you know, that I could wear a lot of different hats when I am doing the music thing. And like one of the biggest things that I can do is like be silly and be an actress. And I love like bringing a story to life with a music video, and you know, kind of like the whole elementary school vibe to all of that, like the elementary school love notes, like I love you Chelzzz on piece of paper, like girls throwing it at me and stuff. Like,
no, it seems like that's a big part of like your branding and your image and everything is the video.
yeah.
Like you put a lot of energy and time in. Do you want to shout out any producers, or are you like doing
Oh,
everything yourself?
No, I mean, like the storyline is definitely me, but like at the end of the day, Real Shooters, they're my director. They're absolutely amazing. Nixon and Scurry. I work with them directly. They do all my videos. They produce all my videos for me. And we're just kind of like riding the wave out together with this whole album that I'm doing. So I'm definitely excited. We're filming a video in a couple of weeks actually for a new song that I got coming out called Foam Posits, and it's going to be crazy. So I mean, the effects that these guys can do, if you guys are looking for a good video, definitely hit up Real Shooters.
Cool. Yeah. So our hip hop critic, Chris Swan, he wrote a stellar review of your songs on our website. And I want to kind of mention some of his points just to see your reaction to some of them. So obviously you're in Florida now, and you grew up in near Detroit, Michigan. And so he listed off like Eminem, ICP, J Dilla, MC Breed, Kid Rock, Big Sean. That's kind of like the Detroit crew of that people know most. Any of them that are kind of heroic to you, I guess?
I mean, honestly, I grew up not too far from where Eminem grew up, and just kind of being like a white female underdog in the industry, just being gay and, you know, being a female and being, you know, just like myself and outspoken as I am. Like, I think, you know, some people may either like that or some people might hate that, but that was the same thing with Eminem. But he really made his career soar, and he didn't really give a fuck at the end of the day. And I'm not necessarily trying to come into the game like he did, like, you know, fuck the world, fuck this, fuck that, you know, like I kind of want to, you know, again, cultivate like a vibe of togetherness. Like, I think that's what I do when I put on shows and everything else. Like, I try and bring the hip hop industry as a whole together, and everybody to see everybody as an artist and an individual, and just see their talents for what they're worth and see them as, you know, talented individuals. But
Cool.
I think at the end of the day, like, yeah, Eminem is really probably the one that I could resonate with the most, you know?
Cool. All right. So there's this other couple sentences he wrote. I wanted to get your reaction to this. So he thinks you sound a lot like Iggy Azalea, but he hates to make the reference because he considers her a product. And so if he was a betting man, he said, I would bet that Chelzzz is a much different story, because he believes basically he believes what you're writing about is real, I guess. So just a response to that, I guess.
I mean, it's definitely real. A lot of people have asked me, you know, or called me out on, you know, a couple of songs in my past, like my song Re-Up, you know, just writing about selling drugs and stuff like that. Like, all my songs tell a story that I've been through and I've lived through. You know, I've just recently, you know, I'm talking about this now openly because it's something I can't talk about now, but I just recently like beat a couple of charges, and, you know, I spent some time in jail, and I was able to, you know, just kind of come out on top of shit and keep creating. But that was for selling drugs. And that's why I don't condone that now in my music. Like, it's not something I put on and like I glorify. But all my songs, again, do tell a story about my past, and that is one of my stories. So, you know, everything, you know, some of the stuff is silly, like Snarls Barkley, that's a silly track. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, we all met some snarls, Barkley ass bitches, but like, you know, I ain't trying to call anybody out in particularly with that track, but like, you know, a lot of my stuff, you know, especially the things that I have been coming out with lately, it's a lot more sentimental. So of course, like it has more meaning behind it. It does have a story behind it. And, you know, if anybody wants to know what anybody or anyone in particularly means or stands for, you know, I'm definitely willing to say something about it.
All right, so you mentioned your connection with your fans is pretty important. What social platform do you usually connect with most? Was it Instagram or was?
Yeah, I mean, Twitter and Instagram, it's cool because like the fans are so diverse on both platforms, but they both show so much love. I get so many different people from so many different countries, so many different areas of this country. So it's really cool. I like that, you know, they appreciate me, not just as a music artist, but as a person. And, you know, we go through lows and we go through highs together, and it's a community, and it's really cool. Like, it really is a social community rather than just like these fans. So I kind of made up like a little word. I call them like my fams now. So not like FANMS, you know? So everybody knows, and like it's cool. Like they feel like they're a part of the community, and they are, you know, like the C3 squad, like a lot of people rep it, so it's dope.
That's awesome. That's great. And thanks so much for coming on and sharing a part of your story.
Thank you for having me.
Please come back and visit us again.
Hell yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.